Yo, what's good? It's your boy Wick to the Split, and I'm back with another boxing prediction. David Lemieux versus James Kirkland. Now, this is not a fight that is gonna happen. I'm just pointing that out there. This is a fight that I believe would be a good fight. This is the fight that I believe would be a good fight, is David Lemieux versus James Kirkland. I mean, well, the thing is, it would be a good fight for like, say it'd be a good fight for like, maybe the first 4 rounds. But the thing is, like, the way Kirkland is, like Kirkland would, you know, he comes in with his head too much, and you know, I mean, he gets clocked a lot. You know, he has the fucking worst reflexes, and you know, I mean, just James Kirkland, he seriously sometimes could be a human punching bag. Like, you know what I mean? Like James Kirkland, he gets tagged a lot. You know what I mean? Like, look at his fight with Canelo, he got murdered and then viciously knocked out. And if you look at his fight with Alfredo Angulo, that was a very entertaining but sloppy fight. And you know what I mean? That's the thing about James Kirkland. He just doesn't have the best defense. He doesn't have amazing defense at all. He has actually the most horrible defense I've ever seen, because he gets tagged a lot. I mean, he kind of reminds me of like Ricardo Mayorga. Like, he just like comes in with his head, you know what I mean? Like, and he just tries to like bully you. It kind of reminds me of a bigger version of Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying? And coming in with his head and trying to like block with his head and shit against David Lemieux, that's going to be very bad for Kirkland, because Lemieux can fucking crack. But the one thing about David Lemieux is he doesn't know how to fight on the outside. That's the thing about David Lemieux. He can't fight. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He can't fight on the outside. The thing about David Lemieux is he's an inside fighter. You know what I mean? Like, he only knows how to fight on the inside. And if you don't believe me, go back and look at his fight with Triple G. I mean, the reason Triple G beat him, and I explained this before in my last video, the reason Triple G beat him is because Triple G was boxing him. I mean, Triple G stayed on the outside. He didn't try to get into no scuffle. He didn't try to, you know, get on the inside and fight Lemieux. If Triple G would have fought David Lemieux on the inside, then it could have been trouble for Triple G. But smartly, Triple G stayed on the outside. He stayed on the outside. I mean, he didn't stay on. He didn't, you know, get into no scuffle with David Lemieux. He's just stayed on the outside and fought, and that's why Triple G beat him. And that's how David Lemieux fights, is only on the inside. He doesn't fight on the outside, and that's why if you box David Lemieux, then you could beat him. You know what I mean? There's patterns to beat everyone. I don't give a fuck, even if they look invincible. There's patterns to beat people. You know what I mean? Just, you've got to find those patterns. You know what I mean? Everyone's beatable. I don't give a fuck. Even Mayweather was beatable. It's just that he fought fighters that weren't determined to, like, you know what I mean, give it their all. You know what I mean? He fought fighters who were already beat. You know what I mean? Like, you see, like, Tyson, he fought fighters who were already beaten. I mean, Tyson was my favorite fighter. I'm not going to lie to you. But, like, I think if fighters weren't so scared of Tyson, they could have gave him a good fight. You know what I mean? And that's why people, when they fought Mayweather, they're just like, all right, I'm going to lose, so I'm just going to fucking go in here and just throw a couple punches and get a good payday. You know what I mean? David Lemieux, he's a good fighter, but there's a way to beat him. And like I said, it's just stay on the outside. Don't go on the inside and fight him. You know what I mean? But in Kirkland's case, Kirkland is a, I guess you could say he's a brawler type fighter, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean, his type of style is like tailor made for David Lemieux to destroy. You know what I mean? So Kirkland would not do good at all, period, against David Lemieux. Kirkland would get murked. You know what I mean? Like I said, for the first, for the first 4 rounds or whatever it is, it would be a good fight. You know what I mean? But then David Lemieux would come on to him and knock him out eventually. But like I said, there's patterns to beat everyone. You know what I mean? There's patterns to beat every fighter, and even Mayweather. You know what I mean? Like, just think if Mayweather was back in, you know what I mean, the days of like Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard, he wouldn't fuck with guys like that. You know what I mean? It takes someone with a Roberto Duran type stamina and a Roberto Duran type aggression to beat Mayweather. And like I said, we don't have fighters like that no more. We don't have fighters who are determined to give it their all. We have fighters who are determined to go in there, get a paycheck, go home and be like, all right, I got paid a lot. You know what I mean? We don't have fighters who are, willing to go in there and, give it their all. And there are ways to beat every single fighter. I don't give a fuck how invincible they look. You know what I mean? There's ways to beat everyone. Not everyone is invincible. There's fighters out there who can, seem invincible, but they're not. They're not. There's fighters, who look invincible, and then next thing you know, they get beat. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck how crazy or how, strong a fighter looks. There's ways to beat everyone. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You know what I mean? So if Mayweather fought someone with a style, like I said, like a Roberto Duran, or someone with a Roberto Duran type stamina, you know what I mean, Mayweather will get knocked the fuck out and get murked. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, then you're telling me that, Mayweather's better than Sugar Ray Leonard? Hell fuck no, he ain't. You know what I mean? Hell no, he ain't. So that's the only reason Mayweather got away with, being undefeated, is because he didn't fight no one who, who was determined to fight him. But if these two fight, Lemieux and him and Kirkland, Lemieux knocks him the fuck out. Leave a comment, guys.